Ken, maybe you can help me out here with getting some more clarity from a theological perspective. I want to know your opinion because Hugh has talked many times about, he's trying to make a distinction here between the physical effects of the fall, the spiritual effects of the fall. What do we see as, from a theological perspective, how does that fit into classical Christian theology?
Well, to use a metaphor, I don't think we want to miss the forest for the trees, meaning that in our detailed discussion of kind of the side points of the effects of the fall, it would be a tragedy if we missed the effect of the fall on man, because that's that central emphasis, as important as all of those other features are. I, of course, would affirm a principle that the reformers, the Protestant reformers, talked about called total depravity. Now, total depravity is often misunderstood. A lot of people think it means that people are as bad as they can possibly be and have nothing good about them whatsoever. That's not what that theological principle means. Rather, it means that the total person has been affected by sin. And so sin has affected the entire individual. I would say that the results of that, from a theological point of view, is that human beings are unable to do that which is spiritually pleasing to God apart from God's direct grace in and through Jesus Christ and by the Holy Spirit. And I would further add that this ties into, I think, a central article of the Christian faith, and that's original sin, that in Adam, the result of Adam's rebellion and fall results not just in our moral corruption, that we have been affected in our moral decision-making and we have become sinners, but that it also implies that we're guilty. And that has been a debate for a long time among people as to whether human beings share in the guilt of Adam. My position would be yes, that Adam is our federal representative. And I guess the last point that would come out of that is that human beings suffer spiritual death and physical death. There is debate within historic Christianity among Christian theologians as to whether Adam was immortal before the fall or not, and whether he would have died or not. But it seems to me clear that the Bible ties death physically and spiritually to Adam's rebellion.
Tying that to human death.
To human death.
Okay.
That's right.
You know, and another way we can put this to the test, Krista, what we're saying is true, that the ground was cursed because of human beings now being sinful, then that would mean the greater the sin, the greater the curse upon the ground. And I think we all have plenty of evidence that that is true. Where you've got the greatest expression of human sin, you've got the greatest destruction of the ground to the detriment of all life. I mean, explicitly you see that in the biblical texts concerning Sodom and Gomorrah, that the sin in those cities was of such an extreme level that the land was no longer usable. To this very day, that land is not used for agricultural purposes, and the reason is the sin of the inhabitants that lived there was so great.